Hi guys, I'm Ivy from Sagal Empire, and today I've come here kwa hospitali talk about health, and we are here with Dr. Zakayo. Ataongea kuhusu hospitali venye iko and talk about the disease. Welcome.
Hello, my name is Dr. Zakayo from Indian Doctors Medical Center, Mwiki. Our facility is located in Mwiki Estate, Cavalry Road, Ebenezer House, 4th Street. To our patients who are in Meru, we are located at Kisima Market in Bore West Sub-County. All those who are in Meru, you can visit us there and you can get our services comfortably. And today we are going to talk about health, and we are going to cover a topic on diabetes, its causes, predisposing factors, and how we can prevent it.
So as our doctor has said, we are going to talk about the diabetes, and he's the one who will talk about it, all I eat. Welcome, doctor.
Welcome our viewers. As we have learned, we are going to discuss diabetes, and first we start by defining what is diabetes. Diabetes is a condition whereby the body is not able to synthesize the blood sugars so that they are stored in their respective parts, such that the blood glucose level remains high. In general anatomy, the process of digestion of carbohydrates starts in the mouth, whereby the carbohydrates are broken down into glucose. Then once in the stomach, the glucose is converted to glycogen through an enzyme known as insulin. This insulin is produced by the pancreas, and once the glucose has been converted to glycogen, it is stored in the liver as glycogen in the glycogen stores. If in any case the body requires to have glucose and the patient has not found, then the body will convert that stored glycogen back to glucose for usage. This is activated by an enzyme known as glycogen. This glycogen is also produced by the beta cells in the pancreas. So when there is a disorder in the pancreas in the production of either glucose or insulin or glycogen, there you find that the patient blood sugars will remain high, simply because the free floating glucose that is in the bloodstream is not well converted to glycogen for storage in the liver. So one of the causes of diabetes is a disorder in the pancreas. The next cause of diabetes is a disorder in the absorption system. You realize that once glucose is free floating in the blood, it is supposed to be deabsorbed into the body through the cells via the cellulose cell membrane. When the cellulose cell membrane is very hard, you realize that the cells are not able to uptake the glucose for usage in the body. So that free floating glucose is the one that causes high blood sugars in the body system, and therefore you realize the patient has many signs and symptoms. Sign number one, you realize that the patient will keep on urinating. This is because the high glucose levels in the blood will stimulate the requirement for the body to eliminate a lot of water. By so doing, it brings us to the second symptom, which is excessive thirst. Because of that concurrent loss of water, you realize that the patient will feel very thirsty and will take a lot of water. I tend to think that people make mistakes and they confuse the uptake of sugars in the body as the cause of diabetes. This is not true, because the body is automatic. It doesn't matter how much sugar you take, and it doesn't matter how less sugar you take. The body is set in a systematic manner that it is able to convert the free floating glucose into glycogen. Once the glycogen stores are filled up, This glycogen is converted to fat and stored in fatty stores. These fatty stores are the ones that makes a person either fat or lean. Once the reverse is required, in case of a prolonged period of lack of carbohydrates uptake, the body is automatic. It will act on the fatty stores, break down the fat into fatty acids and glycerol. These fatty acids and glycerol are converted to glycogen. Later, the glycogen is acted upon by an enzyme known as glucagon, which converts glycogen back to glucose for uptake. I tend to think if people were serious about their health, the best way to know whether one is suffering from diabetes is regular checkups in hospitals and proper maintenance of the diet. If you take only food rich in carbohydrates, you tend to overwork the pancreas. The alpha cells that produce insulin will not be able to produce sufficient insulin. That is why you are supposed to take a well-balanced diet. In case of any disorder of your body, such as excessive feeding of dust, excessive urination, you are supposed to visit your health care provider for a checkup.
But you see, kuna venye huwa wanasema you drink 1 liter, you're 8. Sijui na kuna 8 cups hiyo. So if you take that water, sindio, so you urinate. So mimi niseme today I've just urinate because nimekuwa nikinywa maji. Hiyo itamaanisha niko na diabetes ama ni hiyo maji nimekunywa.
We have an osmoregulatory system in the body whereby even if you take too much water, the frequency of micturition, the frequency of your urination will not be disturbing. But in case of a diabetic patient, the urination will be disturbing in such a way that you urinate a minute after another. But in case of excessive uptake of water, you urinate in frequencies. That is, you wait until the bladder is full so that you can go and empty the bladder.
But you pia yo urinate, so wanasema if you urinate, sana maybe you have UTI.
Not necessarily if you urinate, but abnormal urination. We call it dysuria, painful micturition. That is, you feel some kind of burning sensation in your private parts when urinating. So that is not frequent. It is frequent micturition, but it is dysuric. It is painful. Okay. It is not comfortable. But in case of uptake of water, it is normal urination with no pain, with no urgency, such that you are able to control your internal and external sphincters of the urinary system.
Okay. And kama patient akona that diabetes, ikona zile organs yenye it affects kwa organs kwa mwili ya patient?
It affects diabetes affects almost every organ. For example, when you go to the visual system, it will affect your eyes. And if it is not taken care of, if that diabetes is not taken care of, it may lead to blindness. It starts with blurring of vision, then it ends up being blindness, and that one cannot be reversed. When you go to the kidneys, it may lead to kidney failure because the glomerulus of the kidney is set in such a way that it is able to filter water. Once that water is filtered, in the loop of energy, it is reabsorbed back to dilute that glucose. So if the blood glucose are very high, and you remember the renal artery carries blood to the kidneys, it will affect the reabsorption and the excretion of water in the kidneys. In essence, at the long run, it will end up causing what we call kidney failure. When you go to the liver, if the blood glucose cannot be converted to glycogen for storage in the liver, you realize that the liver is the powerhouse of our body. When you need it, it is the liver that produces that heat, and it requires a lot of energy, and this energy is given by is provided by the glucose which is which we get from the carbohydrates that we take. So if the absorption of glucose in the bloodstream is faulty, you find that the liver will not be strong enough to produce the power that we need for the body to function, and therefore we may also have the liver failure. When you go to the heart is the body's power pump. It pumps blood through the body to all systems. But this heart, it has muscles, it has smooth muscles. We have the right and the left ventricles, which have the strongest muscles. We have the left and the right auricles, which have straighter muscles. Now, these muscles all require energy, and if the body cannot absorb the glucose that is provided, and it remains free floating in the blood, you realize that the heart will be dysfunctional, slowly leading to heart failure, because it cannot get enough energy from the glucose. No any other source of energy we get to our organs. We have no any other source of energy. We only have the food uptake. The glucose that we take in form of carbohydrates is the only source of energy, and therefore if the heart muscles don't get that oxygen, if they don't get that energy, the heart muscles will be flimsy in their activities, and therefore you will realize that blood supply throughout the body becomes faulty, and the heart itself may eventually fail.
Okay, so now this diabetes, do you think equal with that list of those killer diseases?
Yes, actually it is in the top 10 killer diseases, because most of the people are arrogant and very ignorant. They don't go for checkups. People go to hospital when it is too late. Remember, diabetes
is... And what is the first sign that you know, this is the first sign of disease, and someone can know ataisikia then asking this is the first sign of diabetes?
Let me correct you there. If you wait for any sign of diabetes for you to go to hospital, you are already at risk, because diabetes is not treatable.
Okay.
I talked about the signs and the symptoms of a sick person who cannot be treated. We have to maintain her on drugs, such as the glucomet 500 and glibenclamide, and eventually we may end up injecting you on daily basis or twice a day with the insulin, because your body cannot produce insulin. So you don't have to wait until you are sick. You better visit your healthcare provider for advice, for a checkup, so that you can know how to prevent diabetes. It is better to prevent diabetes because you cannot treat diabetes. It has never been treated.
Okay.
Dear viewers, if you need our services, I am located at Mwiki Catholic Road, 4th Street, Ebenezer House. You can visit me from 8 to 9 p.m. Also, we have another facility named Brozakayo Medicare in Kisima, Wood Sub-County, Meru County. It is situated in Exrewa Market, just at the main road. You can see our staff there, and you shall be helped. You can contact us on the following telephone numbers: 0720 772 363 or 0763 772 366 or 0780 423 233. We also offer outside catering. If you have patients who are bedridden at home and you need them taken care of, our staff may go around. So you just come to Indian Doctors Medical Center, Mwiki, Catholic Road, Street 4, and you register your patient, give us your location, or you drop a pin. We shall visit your patient there and offer all the services. Thank you, and may God bless you.
So guys, you heard what the doctor said. Amongelea what is diabetes, the effects, signs and symptoms of the diabetics, how you can any venye unaweza ona mtu ako na diabetes. So bye guys, see you next time when the doctor will be talking about prevention and venye unaweza kuwa una check up kama uko nayo to take care of yourself. Bye, see you next time.